Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel. Now I know it's been about a week since my last upload. I haven't been doing nothing. I've been very active on the TikTok for this page, and you guys have gone absolutely insane with the support. I'm about to hit 1,000 followers on that TikTok account, which is crazy to me. This is supposed to be my second account, so my YouTube and my TikTok, and my YouTube is about to surpass the main channel, and then my TikTok has almost doubled the amount of followers I have on my main account's TikTok, which is absolutely insane. So thank you guys so much for the support. But today it is the start of the new banner, which means there's new events, there's a ton of stuff to get into, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe for some more Haikyu Fly High and just stuff in general. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta go see the man himself. Dude, he's so cool. There it is, the hey hey hey. He is so cool. One of my favorite characters, him and Oikawa. It really just depends on the day. You can see some of his animations here. So the thing is, this review is going to be a little bit different than the traditional review I did with the Oikawa player review, because I don't have Bokuto. I'm not planning on getting him. I probably could with the amount of tickets and diamonds that I have, but we're going to get into why I'm not picking him up. So we're going to be getting into his player card. So as you can see, his best two stats are power, attack, and serve. That makes sense because he's one of the best aces in the Haikyu universe. So his first skill is going to be called Hype Engine. Now Bokuto desperately needs a ton of morale. We're going to get into why later. So players like Nishinoya and Tanaka, if you can't get other means of morale, those are probably your best options for now, because Fukurodani team members just aren't going to be available anytime soon. So I'm going to try to do less reading today and more give my opinion. So basically with this first skill, when he enters the court, your team morale increases, kind of like Nishinoya, and then every time you touch the ball, you get a morale boost. And then when you enter the team morale awakening, all your stats increase by a higher percentage and it lasts longer. Well, maybe not longer. I think it stacks onto the touches of, I think there's like 8 touches in the morale awakening. So this is 4 touches. You get an even more of a boost. His second stat, again, big server. He has his own animation. He does a jump serve. Team built ace. This one is his power attack. So again, with 260%. You've seen this before with other UR and SSR characters, but his side effect is if the spike is critical, his strength increases by 12%, and then you get again a boost to team morale. But if you've watched the anime, if you've read the manga, you know that even though he is one of the best, the reason why he's not consistently one of the best is because he gets depressed, he gets sad, and that's what his final skill is. So when you do all the trainings, you unlock mood swing. So there's basically 2 states that he goes in. He gets into fire up state and he goes into down mode. So when he's in fired up state, he gets a huge boost to power, attack, and strength. But when he's in his down state, he can't use his ultimate spike attack. So he basically becomes just a regular wing spiker at that point. And so how he enters these states, he enters the fired up mode when you awaken the team morale. But then when that finishes, he goes into down mode. Now the thing is, it says at the end of each turn, he exits down mode. So here is where the controversy kind of begins. So if you're asking me personally, I've been harping on, if you've seen my TikTok, that Bokuto is not worth picking up because of the fact that he can go into a down state. Now I know it only lasts for 1 turn, but I'm making these videos and these TikToks with the free-to-play player in mind. And because Bokuto is a UR character, you have to save UR tickets, you have to save diamonds. And when you spend all that resources, you're getting a UR player half the time. It's not great, it's not consistent enough in my opinion. But if you're not a free-to-play player and you have Oikawa, you have Ushijima, you have Tanaka maxed out, you have Iwaizumi maxed out, you have, all these guys, Kuro, where they can pick up the slack when Bokuto is depressed, then it kind of makes sense that why you would want to pick him up. If you're asking me personally, like you saw, I have the tickets, I have the diamonds to do so. And if you look at my team, he would essentially be replacing Ohira. Now I have Ohira there for the Shiratorizawa bond because I'm planning on getting Yamagata to replace Nishinoya. But I could have Tanaka replaced by Bokuto, and I'd probably be okay because I have other players to make up for when he's in his sad state or his down mode. But you have to remember, with these types of games, you can only obtain every single character if you always spend money, you always use all your resources on every single UR, you get 1 dupe, you know what I mean? You have to allocate your resources better, if that makes sense. And for me, I'm in the middle. I buy the volleyball passes because they just give you the best value. But in terms of like buying the 50 pack of recruit tickets, I'm not going to do that because that just doesn't make any sense to me. I almost just lost connection. What the hell just happened there? So I'm not saying that Bokuto is like terrible of a UR character where he's just unusable at all. He's very much usable, but it depends on your circumstance. If you are a free-to-play player and you're saving up for guys who are around the corner, that's the most important thing. The next two banners are allegedly supposed to be the Mia twins. There might be a rebanner either before that or after that. And then it's the Kamomedai duo of Korai and Hirugami. So then you have these guys who are, I believe, are must-get. I think the Kamomedai are a must-get duo, and therefore you need to save your tickets for that. But if you want to get Bokuto now, you're going to have less tickets moving forward. You see what I mean? Like, you just need to allocate your resources better. Now, before we move on to his memory, I actually want to point out the Select Recruit has not updated yet. It will update next week, and then we will be able to obtain Akashi, Yamagata, and who's the last one? Semi? I believe Semi, who's like a pinch server. If you do pick up Bokuto and you don't have Oikawa as your UR setter, you have the SSR version or you have Kageyama, whatever, Kenma, you're going to want to pick up Akashi because Akashi and Bokuto's bond like skill basically makes it so that if you do a double attack when Bokuto's in his down form or his had state, he will then get out of that immediately before the rally ends. So now looking at his memory, if we take a look at his top two stats, it's actually power attack and receive and not power attack and serve, which is quite interesting because Bokuto is a power attack and serve character. So just from that alone, this memory is going to work with a lot of wing spikers in general, not just Bokuto. And if you give it to a wing spiker, they gain a power attack stat boost by 12%. And then when they enter team morale, the equipper gains additional power attack up to 3 stacks. And then while they're on the court, during Team Morale Awakening, it increases by 2 net crossing. So if you max out Bokuto and you get his memory, that Team Morale thing goes from like 8 to 12, I believe, if I do the math right. Or maybe it's 8 to 14. So, I mean, that could be worth it in itself. And while we're here, let's talk about the Frenzied Skies event. Now, just like any other event, there are daily attempts, so you can't just spam it. You have your store. I already did my attempts for today and got the 5 UR tickets. So as you can see here, I did pick up the pass for this, and I think it's worth it for $13. You end up with 13 recruit tickets. And if you go into the store, you can only pick up 1 recruit ticket for $1, I think once or twice. So the value here is good. And plus on top of that, you do get a 3-star player. You do get XP. You do get the purple gems, which you can use, the star gems you can use for the daily stamina, the daily diamond, just to get some more value out of that. And quickly with the store, I think the number one thing should be recruit tickets. Then you go for your memory tickets. And then after that, I would probably say the milk vouchers. And then after that, it's just up to preference depending on where you're at with your account. So how this event works, this is pretty simple. There's a easy, medium, and hard difficulty for each school. Now you can't move on to the next school until the server, the entire server, gets to 5 million points. Is that 5 million? Yes, that's 5 million points. So once the entire server gets to 5 million points, we unlock the next school. On top of that, they actually they leave it locked for a day. And I believe this one's going to be at 6.4 million, and it's going to keep going up each day. And the amount required is going to increase as well. So as you can see, the server has already passed Krasno's total, I guess you could say, the 5 million mark. If you really want to clear again and get more badges, you can actually buy attempts. You can buy 5 attempts for, I believe it's 200. My fingers are fat. Yeah, so 5 attempts is 200 diamonds per day. So then, like for example, I'll do it for this video. So I'm going to purchase 5 more attempts. And then because I did the hardest difficulty once, you can then quick clear it. And then I'm just going to keep spamming this to get more of the badges. So there you go. Now I've used all my extra attempts. So technically I did 10 attempts for today. I didn't contribute to the server-wide thing because we're already at 5 million, so it's not going to go beyond that. So now I'm going to go back, claim some more achievements. And then in the store, I'm going to finish getting the recruit tickets. And now I have 255 left. I'm just going to hold on to them, and then I'm going to get 5 of these milk vouchers. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to end up caving in and picking up Bokuto. I probably won't. I think I'll hold out. But let me know down in the comments below if you guys are going to pick him up, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Peace.